Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 found footage horror film Dwellers, a film that is written, directed and starring Drew Fortier, and it stars as well Douglas Esper, Omar Baig and Rick Germain. Now, this found footage film focuses on a group of documentary filmmakers who are out to try and make a documentary about the homeless that are going missing. There's been reports of homeless people en masse that are going missing down in like the sewer systems and things. So he and a couple of other people head down into the sewers to interview the homeless people to find out what is going on and hopefully shine a light on this tragic event. As you can imagine, with this being a horror film, things don't exactly go to plan and they may well not be alone down in the sewerage systems. Right. What are my thoughts on Dwellers? Well, those of you who know me, know my content, and know my channel will probably know or have heard me say before that I'm a fan of found footage films, and I am. I think it's a subgenre within the horror that I really enjoy, and I think when it's done right and done effectively, I think found footage films can be incredibly effective and really good at building tension and being very, very scary. There's been many examples over the years of this. Is Dwellers one of these films? Unfortunately, no, it isn't. This, unfortunately, is the kind of found footage film that almost give found footage films a bad name. It is predictable. It is dated. It is old-fashioned in its approach, and I understand. I don't want to really be too harsh on this film, even though I'm going to be a little bit. I understand why new filmmakers or filmmakers with low budgets would want to make a found footage film. I completely get it. You can make them very, very cheaply. There are many examples of that. The biggest being obviously the Blair Witch Project, made on a shoestring budget, and look how well that did. So I really do understand how it's a way to get into the industry by maybe making a found footage film that might find an audience. Unfortunately, this one doesn't do anything original. It's all what you would expect from a low budget found footage film. You've got your documentary film crew. You get the information at the beginning that they've gone missing. You get the usual interviewing of eyewitnesses, i.e. the homeless and the police and things like that. And then they go to the location they're supposed to be going to and things go wrong. It is by the numbers in every way, shape or form. Now, if it had a budget to play around with, you could still have made it work. But because they don't have a budget, what you get is many, many scenes of these characters walking around the sewers, arguing. Occasionally you'll get bloody handprints on the side of a wall. Or, you'll see some blood trails. You'll see some fingers coming across the screen in the dark here and there, and you'll hear a few screeches and a few growls here and there. And it just doesn't cut it. It's not scary. This type of found footage film has been done before and done very effectively. And there's two spring to mind immediately: The Tunnel and As Above, So Below. And this in no way can compete with those two found footage films. If you want to watch a found footage film with people going down into sewage systems or tunnels for that claustrophobic, really intense feeling that you would get from that type of horror found footage film, go and watch The Tunnel or As Above, So Below. Those are infinitely better than the film that we get here. What you will also get here as well is at the beginning of the film, you see one of the people doing the documentary being interviewed by the police. There are a number of issues with this for me. I never like it when films do this at the beginning because it removes tension, because you already know that character that's being interviewed survives. So that's that tension out of the way. But also the problem here is the interview that he's having with the police is it's clearly not an interview room. And I know it's low budget, but it's clearly not a police interview room. It's just two people sat at a desk with one person clearly pretending to be a police officer. And it's dull. it keeps shifting back to them, and and the interview process that's happening is just dull. Doesn't add anything to the film, and the film itself is only like an hour and 20 minutes long. So you take these interview sequences out, which probably make up 10 or 15 minutes of the film. You've got about an hour left here. Now, you can still make an effective horror film in an hour. I would point in the direction of Host, the film that came out on Shudder last year or the year before, that was just fantastic. This does not cut it. It is paint by numbers, found footage, done on a really shoestring budget. Nothing original offered up here, and I just didn't enjoy my time with it. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 10, guys. One to avoid if you're a fan of found footage. So I hope you liked this review. I hope you found it useful. I will be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.